Wow. What?
You get this only nowhere else but the Kevin is after that. Kevin, I'm not going to lie.
Now we're not look at this. A carved penguin. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
It's so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my God.
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going on? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the ball.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Bird Fish.
How about that?
Bird Fish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say?
I would have. Am I on the right microphone? I didn't even check. No, I'm not.
Let's try this again. Pretend the countdown's on. 3, 2, 1. I would have rather gotten blown out than just have that controversial ending at the end. Unbelievable. Isaiah Likely touchdown that just it's called a touchdown. It's blatantly a touchdown. And then it's taken away. That there was the field goal that was everyone and their mother was like, what do you mean there's a flag on the play? The rules analyst comes in, is like, yeah, that's not a flag. All of Twitter and the NFL officiating council are like, what are we talking about? Heck, Brian Baldinger of NFL Network posted it and was like, hey, this is not, what is this? What is it? This is not a penalty. Hands the Steelers 4 points. This game sucked because it felt like no matter what happened, the NFL was handing the Steelers that game. Gift wrapped. Like Santa Claus on Christmas had the little elves, a.k.a. the officiating crew, wrap it up nice and well, put a bow on it, and hand deliver it to Mike Tomlin's Steelers once again. So just an unbelievable game. Unbelievable to say the least. Big win for the NFL's scripted crew. Big win for them because this was tough to watch. I'm not sure I've seen a call like that where Isaiah Likely, we need a third move in the end zone now. That is a new precedent that the NFL has just set today. And I'm sure, like always, they'll come out tomorrow and go, hey, we got it wrong. Because that's what they do. The NFL is a big get the call wrong now, apologize for it later type. But nonetheless, the Ravens still had opportunities to win and couldn't get the job done. Couldn't get the job done. No matter what the refs held against them, they couldn't get the job done. Couldn't get the job done. And yeah, I'll be heading to Orlando. I actually have to wake up. My wake-up call is at 3:45 in the morning for a 6 a.m. flight to Orlando for the winter meeting. So game post-game tonight's going to be interesting. So we will still be live tonight. Kevin and I will still be live tonight. Probably around 11:30. We'll go for about 30, 45 minutes. And I'm going right to bed because I got to wake up in like 3 hours after that and head down to the winter meetings because content don't stop just because of the Ravens loss. But that was a tough one to swallow because, hey, The Ravens had opportunities, even despite the fact that the refs and the games and the calls didn't look great. Didn't look great. You know? And yeah, no, they're going to, I'm going to get in bed. I'm going to have my alarm set for 4 a.m., 3:45, and you just know at 1 a.m. they're gonna make it. And Laura, no, I already said I had prior commitments and all that, so my flight is at 6 a.m. in the morning. I will be in Orlando. Don't worry, I will be in Orlando bright and early tomorrow morning for all the fun down at winter meetings. But let's talk about this game a little bit more. That was a brutal one. Keaton Mitchell also looks like we'll see what happens with him. Had that fantastic run, but then had to be taken off the after that. Just a tough game because let's pull up the box scores. Overall, I mean, Lamar Jackson, 219 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That interception was brutal because Rasheen Ali's wide open. Lamar underthrows it a little bit, and it gets picked off. Great play by Pierre. That was a fantastic play by him to get the one-handed interception. Led to what should have been 3 points, then gets turned into 7 because of that weird call, but that's whatever. Derrick Henry, 25 carries for 94 yards. They did exactly what I hoped they would. Give the ball to Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell 30 total times. They gave them 31 total. And those two alone, I mean, the Ravens as a whole, man, I'm going to have to do really quick math, and that is not what I'm in the mood to do. That over 200 yards. I'm just going to say it's like 210 yards. If that's wrong, sorry. It just looks like 210-ish, 215-ish yards when I'm just glancing at it. But the Ravens ran the ball effectively. Exactly what you hoped they would do, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Zay Flowers, 124 yards. Isaiah Likely, 25 yards. Rashad Bateman, 2 catches for 23 yards, but that massive third down drop? Should have extended the drive, maybe even gets a walk-in touchdown there. The Ravens, we can sit here, and I'm going to talk about it. There are so many games where I feel like we say, oh, the Ravens, the refs handed it to the other team. This one felt like they did, but that doesn't mean that the Ravens did not hurt themselves. The Ravens had opportunities despite all those calls going against them, and they couldn't get it done. You know, after Isaiah Likely, yes, in my mind, in the rule book, to anyone with eyes, that's a touchdown. That is a go-ahead touchdown for the lead. It's crazy. Anyone who watches football understands that's a touchdown. If you say it doesn't, you're either lying to yourself or you're a Steelers fan, in which case I understand why you don't think it's a touchdown. If that happened against us and it was reversed, I would be like, oh, no, good call. I understand why Steelers fans are like, no, good call. I would too if it went against the other way. But they still had chances after that. Like that wasn't the 4th down play. That didn't turn the ball over. They had chances and still couldn't get it done. We can talk about the missed questionable PI thing with what's it called? With Patrick Queen on Mark Andrews on that 4th down. I think that was just I'm not too upset about that. That happened. So yeah. Hey, Ravens, my biggest thing is they allowed Aaron Rodgers to throw for 284 yards. They stopped the run incredibly. I mean, Kenneth Gainwell, 4 for 15 yards. Jalen Warren, 8 for 13 yards. Caleb Johnson, 2 for 4 yards. Connor Hayward, 1 for 2 yards. That was that quarterback sneak thing. But Ravens had opportunities. It looked like actually the Ravens got the ball back. Looks like, hey, ain't that our ball? Ruled a interception on the field. NFL comes back and goes, no, Rodgers had 2 feet in possession of the ball. That's a catch every time. Like, that's obviously a catch. If you have 2 feet in possession of the ball and you're down, that's a catch. Would not be the case a few moments later. But the Ravens had opportunities. The Ravens had opportunities despite the fact that it felt like they were playing a 2-on-1. That was a brutal game. That was a brutal, brutal game. Don't know what else to say. Let's take the refs out of it. Ravens should have never, the Steelers haven't completed a deep ball since 2002. And the Ravens allowed, I think, three completions over 20 yards, all the DK Metcalf. Every big opportunity the Ravens had, they squandered. Special teams definitely did not help. Yes, it wouldn't have really mattered at the end because it didn't. Truly, it's not like it was a 3-point game or it was a 4-point game that could have been a 3-point game, but you missed the extra point. This sucks. You have the weird no call or weird call that shouldn't have been a call on the field goal. Hey, listen, the refs still called it. I don't think anyone sees what they called, but they called it. So special teams, they need to be better there. Loop kicked the ball out of bounds again. It just feels like he was in his head after that first missed extra point. What an all-around just disgusting game. What an all-around disgusting. And yeah, if they started that foul drive from the 48 instead of the 30 because of that holding penalty, I'm going to be honest, I'll sadly go back and watch this, probably watch it on the plane. We'll see. I did not even see that penalty. I honestly was so focused on what are we doing, and then you see the flag, and it's like, of course there's a flag. But hey, that was a classic Ravens-Steeler game. It just stinks that it comes down to everyone is talking about the calls at the end. You hate in a game like that, a rivalry game, you hate for it to come so blatantly down to the officials. But it did. Whether you agree with it or not. Like, that's the thing. Whether you agree with the Isaiah Likely call or not, it came down to the officials. It was called a touchdown on the field. If it was called incomplete on the field and they upheld it, that happens. They probably, that happens. To call it a touchdown and then say there's clear and obvious evidence, that's one thing. National Football League, no. They had to win this game. They had to beat the Steelers both times, I think. I think they had to win out versus Steelers. Yes, they have like a 25% chance to win, but it's going to be you have to win out. If you win out, I think you do, and then you have to win out and have the Steelers lose one other game. But the Steelers, I think their schedule is, they always seem to get these. Yeah, they got the Dolphins. Yeah, maybe they lose to the Lions. They probably lose that game. So Ravens have to win out. Hope the Steelers lose to the Lions, and then you have to beat them. But just an overall very, very tough pill to swallow with that game, because you feel like the Ravens were in it. The Ravens made the big play necessary to win the game, but it was called back. It was called back. Just a very disappointing. It's even better because they called it back in like the refs can't do anything right. Can't even turn his mic on correctly. Just speaks to himself and then walks off and places the ball back and was like, oh, it's incomplete. Doesn't tell anyone. It just, the whole thing was just so, what are we doing here? Whole thing was just, what are we doing here? And, the Ravens schedule, Ravens schedule does not get easy. It is brutal. You got the Bengals next week. You get the Patriots, you get the Packers, you get the Steelers. So you gotta find a way to beat three teams that are, the Bengals just kind of gave you a belt in your own house on Thanksgiving. So can't say that that's, even though they're 4-8 now, 4-9 now. You can't say that they like, oh, that's a win. They just you're going to Cincinnati. Patriots at home, that's a tough game. Patriots are playing really damn well. 10-game win streak coming into their bye week. And then the Ravens versus Packers in Lambeau. That's going to be, I mean, all three are must wins. And then you got to hope you can beat the Steelers. And what's up, Duran? Hope you're enjoying a little bit of your Sunday. I hope all of you are enjoying what you can of your Sunday. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Kevin and Zach React. We will be live tonight as we Kevin Ostreicher from Locked On Ravens joins us. Obviously, Kevin and Zach React. He'll be joining us live to break down it a little bit more. And then that will definitely, as I said before, that's definitely going to be a shorter one because I have a 6 a.m. flight I have to catch to Orlando. So I'm going to try to get to bed by like 4 or try to get up around 4. So we'll see how that goes. But so definitely going to be a shorter show tonight. I tweeted, I hope this means the Steelers give Mike Tomlin like a 15-year deal. Give him a lifetime contract. Just a brutal game. Wow. Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? I mean, losing by 5. I mean, you give up 27 to the Steelers when this offense has looked just they scored 26. I mean, you feel like you should beat this team. You should have beat this team pretty. I don't want to say handily, but you definitely feel like this isn't a Steelers team that you're fearing. But this is what Mike Tomlin does. He raises the ceiling. He brings mediocre at best teams and puts them to 500. So they'll probably finish 9-8 again this season. Do I think Notre Dame got screwed earlier today? No, I don't. I think, unfortunately, for all Notre Dame fans, that head-to-heads have to matter. Once they got next to each other, I think you have to put Notre Dame or Miami in over Notre Dame, because if not, why do we play the games? So as much as I think Notre Dame is the better team, you know, as much as I think Notre Dame was probably the more talented team all around, head-to-head has to matter. So I understand why Notre Dame didn't get in. I think head-to-head has to matter. And also, I just don't think they were going to – I don't think the committee was going to leave out every ACC team. Yeah. And I get that this is the big thing. Yeah. Why rank them above them the whole time and then have them jump? Totally get that argument. And I think the whole selection thing every week can cause that, because it's like, why are we ranking people if that's not the final product? But it is what it is. I think as much as I hate it for Notre Dame, and I think they would put up probably a better fight, I understand why, and I'm glad that they gave it to Miami, because head-to-head has to matter. You know, head-to-head has to matter. When two teams are next to each other, head-to-head has to matter, even though Notre Dame kind of beat them in every strength of schedule, strength of record, all of that. You know, it's an unfortunate precedent that had to be set against Notre Dame, but I understand why they did it. I do. And yeah, this is the type of loss that just makes you, it leaves a nasty, nasty taste in your mouth. And I've said before, I'd rather get blown out than go through this. I mean, you feel like you go ahead, feel like you got the win, or at least are ahead with the lead in the final minutes, and then the refs are like, no, actually, no. Nope, never mind. It stinks. That stinks. But it is what it is. The Ravens fall back below 500. Probably, unfortunately, where they deserve to be after this horrid season. I've seen people say, do you lose out and hope for a better draft pick? Honestly, if they get a better draft pick, it might not be the worst thing. It's the unfortunate reality of where they are as a team. I don't know if they had the horses to do this, through the playoffs. Stinks. Absolutely stinks. And today, I mean, you had to win today to really feel confident about going to the playoffs. They didn't. They didn't win. They didn't find a way. Even against all referees, all everything. Brutal. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And that sucks that that's how we have to put it. But this whole season, I wouldn't expect anything less. Just this whole season, you knew this was going to probably be a dogfight. You knew that this was going to come down to the final minutes, and you hoped that the Ravens would have made enough plays to win it. And it felt like they did for a second. Felt like they did. And it's just unfortunate. Yeah, I'll be live. I'll be live for the MLB Draft Lottery. I'll be down in Orlando for it. I don't know if they do it live in Orlando, because if they do, I will be physically at the Draft Lottery. But we will be going live after the Draft Lottery. Hopefully, if the Orioles get the number 1 overall pick, then at least that would give us something to cheer for. That would be pretty fun. Pretty fun. So yeah, we'll do one last tankathon later tonight. We'll do one last one when Kevin hops on. But that's gonna wrap it up for this quick post-game summary. Got to go pack, to be honest. I still haven't packed. Hand up, that's on me. But hey, we'll be live later tonight with Kevin from Locked On Ravens for a Sunday recap to talk about everything that happened, go in more in depth about the Ravens game, and we will do an Orioles tankathon to get one last tankathon before the actual MLB Draft Lottery. So hit that like and subscribe button before you head out. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. And I'll see you next time later tonight, probably in 4 hours, for another edition of Kevin and Zach React. Have a good one.